Mike Silver, longtime NFL insider, wrote an article where he talked about how the Chiefs should, depending on how you look at it, we're going to get into how you look at it, should the Chiefs be concerned about the offensive line? And he says that right now, based on what he knows and his sources that he's talked to, there's only 2 Chiefs on the offensive line who are locks to start on the lineup, and that is Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith. Those are the only 2 guaranteed stars in that line. What was striking about his article was Jawaan Taylor's part. And I know Jawaan Taylor, he's had, the penalties. I know the fans kind of get annoyed with Jawaan Taylor every so often. But the big takeaway from his article was that Jawaan Taylor is not a lock, and his spot at the right tackle spot is in jeopardy, and that's thanks to Jaylon Moore. He also went on to say the Chiefs are enamored with Josh Simmons. All goes well based on what he knows, that Josh Simmons will be inked in as the starting left tackle, but it's too early to say that, hence why he's only saying Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey are the only 2 guys who are locks to start. So, JD, he kind of, in his article, he takes it from a tone of it's a red flag that the Chiefs only have 2 guys who are going to be cemented in as starters right now on the line, and you have 3 guys who are kind of question marks. But I take it in a different way. So, and I'm going to ask you the question here. Is it more of a red flag that we only have 2 guys who are solidified starters on this line? Or does it tell you how much of competition we actually have at the line, how much talent we actually have, that, look, we have a lot of guys, we have a lot of openings and vacancies, but we filled those vacancies with competition and over the last 2 years of drafts and the guys we signed this year? Is it more of a kind of a good thing that we have that many guys we can potentially battle it out in the next month? Or is it more of a red flag that we can only say there's only 2 guys who are going to be, we can pencil in right now as starters?
Oh my gosh. I'm like Justin Blackwell. This is clickbait. Michael Silver has nothing to do during the offseason. He wants to write some salacious things out here to have a conversation. And I guarantee he was like, let me just throw this out here real quick. Right? Man, this is a nothing burger. It really is. The only way Jawaan Taylor's not going to start at right tackle this year is if he's hurt. That would be the only way. Other than that, you put too much money on the sideline, for one. 2, Jawaan Taylor is a good right tackle, like Sparkle Sports Car did say. Sparkle Sports Car said, we know that. So, man, I think it's silly. I do. I think it's silly. Now, I will say this though, to the point, I do believe that we do have a much more better depth of the O-line that we did have last year and the previous years. So that is a good problem to have, a good issue to have. Does that mean that nobody's solidified up front other than 2? Like, I don't know why he's saying that. Because clearly we know that it doesn't matter if it's solidified to who the left tackle is going to be. We do know that Creed Humphrey is going to be there. We know Trey Smith is going to be there. Obviously, if they get everything taken care of, and even if they don't, Trey will still be there, I do believe. And Jawaan Taylor, I just, I don't buy into this, reading these articles from guys, because I know some of it is just a guy's opinion, just throwing these things out here. My source tells me what? Who's your source? Who you talking to who's saying something like this, right? I mean, honestly, I don't see anything like this happening. Jaylon Moore who played left tackle, now going over playing right tackle ahead of Jawaan Taylor. Jawaan Taylor, like I said before, doesn't start at right tackle. It's because he's hurt. So, yeah, this is silly.
So you don't think there's any chance that Jaylon Moore be the starting right tackle? You think Jawaan Taylor is going to be the guy at right tackle? You don't think there's any competition there on that side?
No, not this year. Jaylon Moore's not at all. Now, like I said, my money would be on Jawaan Taylor all day, every day, twice on Sunday. So this is just ridiculous stuff, man. Ridiculous stuff.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess in a way for me, because I am one of those fans who does get annoyed with Jawaan Taylor, I know his PFF grades are solid. The penalties, the false starts, the alignment, which you got better with the alignment, was more so the false starts you kind of got hit on a little bit. I will say I do like the fact that if Jaylon Moore is coming to this team, I know he's a left tackle, and I know it's not the easiest to say, oh, he can just move him over to right. I know we talked about that before a lot. I do like the fact that if Josh Simmons is that guy, you can kind of at least maybe see what Jaylon Moore has at the right tackle spot and kind of, let him kind of get some reps there and see if he even can be a somewhat of a backup, like a backup potentially for the right tackle spot. And just kind of see, if because I guess for me is we've seen Jawaan Taylor struggle during games. They pulled him out, right? King, or what was his name? Prince Taganawagno. He came in 2 years ago, and he actually went in at the right tackle spot during a game, and he actually looked pretty decent, actually. So we have seen it where Jawaan Taylor has been pulled before. So I guess I do see the leash is kind of short for Jawaan Taylor at the right tackle spot. I guess that's the way I see it. But you don't think so?
No. No, not at all. I'm sure Jaylon Ward is still getting work over there, and I'm sure they're working a lot of different people also over at the right tackle. That's how they play it at the Chiefs. Andy Heck and those guys like putting guys in different positions. But no, this I don't see Jalen Moore, who's only started 5 games. Okay, we'll go into this at left tackle, going to the right now and becoming a starter, the full-time starter over there, and beating out of Jawaan Taylor, who is, without a doubt, geared to play that position. And everybody's asking him, like, what makes him, have penalties, okay? And there's several things. One would be, if you talk about it, one could be like lack of focus, possibly out there. Okay, that's one of them. All right, not necessarily being locked in because it's hard playing out there on the edge. 2, you trying to get a jump, which Jawaan Taylor is definitely trying to do on the defensive end because the defensive ends are fast, very powerful, very quick. He's got to retreat back and be at his position to get a hit out there. So he's leaning to try to get an edge. And sometimes he's jumping off sides. Also, too, because he's trying to look at the ball from his side, from peripheral. If he can't see the ball or that movement from there, he's trying to anticipate it. Hey, that's always going to give him a problem. And that goes back to the focus. And then also somebody said as well, he's going to be a target from the penalties that he's had. If I'm a coach, and I've said this, Marcus, I'm over saying, look at 74 where he's lined up, watch him off sides, watch him go ahead and twitch, all those different things, okay? And guess what? When a guy has been, an offender who's had a lot of penalties on him, he does become an easy target. That's the fact. So, yeah, with you a little bit on that, it is the adrenaline. It's the anticipation. And it's hard to hear sometimes out there if it's loud. So, I wouldn't want anybody else in there besides Jawaan. Once Jawaan locks in and he knows what he's supposed to do, he does a great job. Okay, he does. So that's the only bad thing is, getting us out of field position or putting us in a position where we have to become one-dimensional, throwing the football 3rd and long, and that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be that. So, you just don't want a guy like this, getting penalty after penalty after penalty. And I think that's what was happening when when Prince came in. But where's Prince at? We ain't seen Prince in a minute.
I know. Yeah, I think he got picked up by the Eagles, and I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, so if he was all that good, Suck would have been over here still.
Yeah, and he did look solid. You and I are big Prince fans.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he was a very talented guy.
Yeah.
So, I just – this right here, man, throwing that out there, man, that's what it is. Just meat for somebody to take a bite. I'm not biting, man.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, realistically, well, the thing too, it's like kind of what you said. It's like, yes, there was the left tackle spot. We do know it's going to be one of the two, Jaylon Moore or Josh Simmons. It's not like, oh man, the Chiefs are going to training camp. They have no idea who's going to be that guy. It's like, well, it's one, if the guy's healthy, he'll probably be it. Or if not, we're going to give him time. And the other guy we signed, he'll be the left tackle. So it's misleading for people who are not Chief fans. They're just like NFL fans who just kind of watch it and they read these articles like, oh, man, the Chiefs are in trouble. And then casual people can take that and run with it.
Well, I'll tell you what, okay? I'll say this. Go ahead and try them, all right? You go think that the Chiefs ain't got nobody over the left tackle this year, okay? And you're going to find out when them jokers put their hand around your neck and strain your defensive end out. So try them. That's all I'm doing. You have a clear lane, a clear path. You have every single ability to come out there and come try the Chiefs. Come try me.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.